Checking out Utah's opening lineup. They've got Walker Kessler. George is out there with Bailey. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. And it's Jackson in at the power forward position. And for Memphis, we've got Santi Aldama. He's out there with Wells. Zach Edey out there with John Morant. And it's Coward in at the two-guard spot. All right, everyone, the NBA season starts today. We have made it. It is a holiday for everybody.
Oh, man, the offseason felt like forever. It's great to be back. Nothing like some games that count.
Jackson, and he banks in the layup.
Yeah, the length certainly helps Jackson Jr.
Morant with it. Takes it inside and finished off by Morant.
Well, this is what the fans want to see. Morant showing off all of his superb athleticism.
Here's Kessler, and Kessler throws it down.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Pass to Coward. Memphis moving that ball around. The fadeaway. Edey gets the bucket.
Well, no one expected Edey to take the mid-range J. I'm not sure even he did.
Here's Bailey. Outside, Markkanen. Jackson has the open look, and it's off from three-point range. And Coach Van Gundy, the big name for Memphis is John Morant, but his superstar trajectory hitting a little bit of turbulence.
Well, some of those troubles were self-inflicted, Kevin, but also questions about his high-flying style. As he said himself, the falls can take it out of you.
And here's Morant after the three-pointer from Lauri Markkanen. There's a screen by Aldama from deep. Rebounded by Bailey. For Utah, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Shoots from the baseline, and there's another one for the Jazz.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Aldama inside. Jackson on him. Here's Morant. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Morant's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Yeah, so tough to knock Morant off balance, and he's so talented at keeping his focus on the basket.
Markkanen from outside, and the Jazz another three.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Pass to Aldama. To the left side wing. Here's Coward. Out to Morant. Takes a three. And that one's good. Coward.
Now you see here just how good Morant is at spotting openings, then moving the ball into them.
Back to George. Markkanen from outside. Edey with the rebound.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Fader on the way. Makes a big height bounce and goes in.
Sweet touch from the mid-range. Every year, Aldama seems to gain more and more confidence shooting the ball.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. The Utah Jazz are going young, but this is a franchise that has a winning history, and that culture is still around. Coach Will Hardy said, the messaging doesn't change. The players have bought into the little things that it takes to win. This is a cohesive group that's committed to helping each other. Back to you.
Building the right way. Thanks a lot, Allie. Here's Wells after the basket by Utah. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proving to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
And so the timeout here called by Thomas Isolo. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. So Utah ends up going with the new group. These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. You take a look at Jerome, a dangerous player from three-point land, a great talent with a great release.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from three.
Now here's Morant. Pass to Jackson. 1:07 left to play in the first. And here's Morant. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And no good that time. Here's Collier, guarded by Jerome. Here's Filipowski. Pass to Sensabaugh. Offline with his three.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Aldama passes to Jackson. Now here's Morant. He's covered closely. Utah leading by 5. Here's Williams. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Now Jerome, up in time, buried from outside. And I don't know, I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close.
The previous play is under review.
Question, did he get the basket off in time?
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
And the call is going to be overturned. The second look shows that he did, in fact, beat the clock.
Yeah, they're glad they're going to get those points. It wasn't too long ago that they wouldn't even have looked at it on the monitor, but replays here, and it's here to stay for situations just like that.
And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. It's the Jazz up by 4. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Utah Jazz.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on them.
And also, guys, they're playing for one another right now. All those extra passes are leading to easy buckets.
So on the floor for Utah, you've got Keontae George. Nurkic is out there with Filipowski. Then it's Collier. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 3, the small forward. Utah leading by 4. Jacks up a 3. That shot off. Right side Jackson. Clark outside. Driving to the basket. And slam dunk by Clark.
Looking nimble on the drive there. Once Clark sees an opening in the defense, he's looking to exploit.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Well, for all the anticipation around NBA expansion, we might have to pump the brakes. I'm told a number of team owners are a bit hesitant to further carve up the revenue from this new national broadcasting deal, so the timeline may take longer than some fans had hoped.
They'll get there for sure. All right, Shams, we thank you very much for that report. And Stan, Utah has been all about basketball up until last year. The Jazz, the only major professional sporting franchise in the state.
Yeah, now they've got hockey, but from the venerated days of Stockton and Malone in the 80s, basketball has become effectively the state sport of Utah.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Back to Morant. Here's Coward. Over George. And it's Coward missing. Here's Collier. No scoring in this one.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Morant drives in.
Well, he's just lightning fast. Morant is so effective in the two-man game.
Here's Collier. His last outing, he had 24 points. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Now here, the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding teams. Second, the Grizzlies. Fifth, the Jazz.
I mean, these clubs are almost a mirror image of one another in that regard. You look at the rebounding numbers, really impressive just how physically dominant they both are in the paint.
And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Well, Markkanen's put in the work, and he's got no trouble absorbing some contact.
Coach, you and I were just talking about this the other day. We don't see many finished players in the NBA. I know Lowry is proud of that.
Well, he should be, Kevin, because he's not only a great player, but he's probably a role model for everybody in Finland and proving that you can come from anywhere now in the NBA and make yourself into a great player if you have both the skill and the desire to do so.
Jazz leading by 6. Pass to Jackson. Here's Collier. And here's Nurkic. He's covered by Clark. Hits. Got that one from Nurkic. Nurkic has got his second basket.
And you got to do more than that to stop Nurkic, using that muscle to just brush past the defender.
Here's Morant. It's hauled in by George. Jazz have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Basket counts. And it's a 10-point Jazz lead.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, John Morant looking to lead the way. He said, I set the tone. My teammates feed off of it, and I love to compete. That's how we all grew up, playing on the blacktop outside, competing at a high level when there was no cameras around. Back to you, Kevin.
He's got that alpha mentality. Allie LaForce with the report. Hey, Allie, thanks.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
Yeah, that's the endless energy of John Morant. There's no denying that man.
Nobody near George. Hits it from three-point range. George has got the lead up to 11 now for the Jazz. And so Morant will bring it up for Memphis. To the inside. And it's Clark with the jam.
quick off the floor and powerful. Clark loves to attack that rim.
1:24 left in the second quarter. Here's Collier. Scoreless thus far. Markkanen down low. Covered by Wells.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Zach Edey, he's checked in for Memphis. Santi Aldama comes in for Jackson. Walker Kessler, he's checked in for the Jazz. Bailey comes in for Keontae George. Free throw, no good for Markkanen.
Yeah, big man with a sweet shooting stroke. Markkanen's skill set at his position is tailor-made for today's league.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Well, if you have the killer instinct he showed there, it doesn't matter what the size disadvantage is.
Jazz leading by 13. Outside Jackson. Three-pointer. It's good from long range. Jackson's got 7 points.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
And they get it. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Lobbed up there for Wells. Morant finds Wells. Memphis moving that ball around. Here's Aldama. The Grizzlies with another miss. Here he goes. Three-pointer, Markkanen. Oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
Well, that's a gut punch to him to have. Just demoralizing.
Lauri Markkanen getting it done for the Utah Jazz. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thanks for stopping by, y'all. First up on the show tonight, a quick look ahead of some upcoming games on the docket.
And taking a look at Utah, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big changes, and then you have subtle changes. Everything in preparation for this moment.
Time to talk now about what we saw in that first half of play. Lauri Markkanen was putting on a show.
The 7-footer from Finland, unstoppable right now. When Markkanen's rolling, he's impressive.
Yeah, they got his number on speed dial tonight. We'll see if it works for them in the second half. And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Lauri Markkanen having a dominant impact in this game.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Santi Aldama is out there with Wells. Then it's Zach Edey. Then it's Morant. And it's Coward in at the 2. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Well, Markkanen is just such an effective scorer. He makes the most of his opportunities.
Pass to Wells, to the wing right side. Latrey, and it's Coward missing. Jazz leading by 18. We've known about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s defensive acumen, but GA much improved as a scorer as well.
Yeah, her range out beyond the arc and his handle, I think it's underrated. One of the top two-way bigs in our league.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Bailey passes to Markkanen. Shoots the three. Edey with the rebound.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Markkanen with it. He's picked up by Morant. Markkanen kicks to George. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Edey. And let's take a look at the playmaking here. This chart with the assist totals split between the front court and the back court tonight for the Jazz.
You know, the play of their guards has been something to highlight. You love to see the backcourt contributing with the pass. When they're looking to make things easier for everyone, you see your bigs run the floor a little bit harder, and those things become contagious.
From deep, George.
Yeah, and when Morant puts in the effort on defense, he can be very effective.
Pass to Aldama. Wells kicks to Morant. From outside, off the mark. Jazz leading by 16. Markkanen in the corner. Wells with the steal. Now Aldama, guarded by Jackson. Aldama with the ball. Here's the three. They get the rebound. Pass to Coward. Now Aldama. 6 on the shot clock. And here is Wells. Bangs home the trifecta. Wells has got 6.
Well, that's a shot you don't mind him taking. Gets a good look and trusts his shot to knock down the 3.
Jackson with the basket on the assist by George. And the Jazz lead by 15.
Well, this is why you get Jackson Jr. the ball inside. He has a good sense for how to capitalize down there.
Wells in the corner. A 3-ball. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Man, he is feeling it from three-point range. All of a sudden, he just can't miss.
Outside, George. And it's Bailey in the corner. Jackson from long range. And it's Coward with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Oh, wow! What done?
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Bailey. It's rebounded by Memphis. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. And it's Morant missing. Utah leading by 10. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
What determination from Bailey, not letting the D get to him.
There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the floor.
Yeah, Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof. And no doubt, one of the more polarizing prospects in this year's rookie class. Bailey makes shots few others can, but he's still adding strength and polish to his all-around game.
Jazz have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. From deep, George. Another miss by Utah. The Grizzlies trail by 11. Pass to Edey. Here's Aldama. Right wing. Lets it go from deep. Jerome, good. Jerome's got 6 points.
Well, it's good to see Edey show off his passing skill. The more dimensions he has to his game, the better off he'll be.
Now, here's Markkanen. Another miss by Utah. Now, Jerome. 6 points for him. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Back to Markkanen. Pass to Nurkic. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And that's now 6 points for Nurkic.
In the paint, Nurkic's height makes him such a challenge to defend. It's really easy for him to get that shot off in rhythm.
Now here's Well. He's got 9. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
George with the bucket.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
And here's Jerome. He'll bring it up for Memphis. They trail by 9 points. Edey with a screen for Wells. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
And George kicks to Markkanen. Outside for George. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And so it's the Utah Jazz with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Right back after this break. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Taking a look at the Jazz. Collier out there with Keontae George. Then there's Kyle Filipowski. Then there's Jusuf Nurkic. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 3 spot.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Here's Collier. Pass to Nurkic. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. And the Jazz lead by 8. And for Memphis, they're shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. A 3-ball by Morant.
And they have picked it up offensively here in the second half. Ball movement, getting high percentage shots, and you can definitely see a difference.
Here's Sensabaugh. The 10-footer. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Even though it hasn't been his best game, they're still up, and that's what's important.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that, put so much pressure on the defense.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. Santi Aldama's checked in for the Grizzlies. And a switcher also for Utah. Markkanen's checked in. Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
I was able to listen in on what Will Hardy was going over with his team. With the game so close, he wanted his team to stay aggressive, saying, don't be a watcher, be an actor. Go out and make something happen on the court. Don't let it come to you.
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report. And it's Collier missing. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Morant finds Clark. Good, and the nice assist from Morant.
This is the mindset Clark has. He's opportunistic and really has an awareness of when to attack in transition.
Now here's Markkanen. Sinks the triple. Markkanen's got 19 points.
Well, that's his 4th triple for the game now. Just his 1st in the second half.
Jerome deciding where to go with it. Pass to Clark. Out to Morant. Beyond the arc. A rebound by the Jazz. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds now in the game. George dishes to Markkanen. Yep, that one goes. Now it's a 6-point Jazz lead.
Physical play from Markkanen through the defender.
Here's Clark. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Yeah, there's no excuse for giving that up. That's the absolute last thing you want to happen.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, and how great have these offenses been for these teams tonight? Just fantastic execution.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Nurkic outside. The 3 doesn't go.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Jerome. Puts up the 3. Good.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page for the Jazz. Walker Kessler, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Jaren Jackson comes in for Filipowski. And Bailey's subbed in for Collier. Bailey fires. And he does not hit. The Grizzlies trail by 3. It's Morant. 5 on the clock. Crane from outside.
And the three-point shot really has been their best friend here tonight.
Well, it's one thing to hit threes when it doesn't matter. It's another to do it in clutch time. Takes a special player.
Now here's Morant. Lauri Markkanen unable to get his last shot to go.
Some guards are absolutely fearless working inside. And Morant very high on that list.
So the first one drops, and that gives them the lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Well, that's what you expect from him in this situation.
Markkanen. No good, and a chance to end the run right there. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Utah has gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only 1 of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Kessler setting the pick for Markkanen. Takes advantage. That J is good.
What a shot by Markkanen. You can see why his teammates turned to him down the stretch.
From outside, Bailey pulls it down. Utah shooting fantastically in this game, 62% from the floor.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
There's 45 seconds left in the game.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire 4th quarter.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the 3-point shot. But when you're knocking him down, you might as well keep riding.
And the Grizzlies with possession here after Lauri Markkanen misses from long range.
Not only is he putting up the numbers, but he's doing it at a very efficient rate, exactly when his team needs it.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Now, here's Markkanen. Covered by Wells.
Well, it's hard not to get physical when going up against a guy of Walker Kessler's stature.
Shooting for Utah. Kessler. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within 2 here. And Kessler drops them both. And he commits the intentional foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
At the line for Memphis. John Morant. Taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, how about the nerves there? Those free throws put them in a very good position. 3 points clear.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
Third personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for your Grizzlies, John Morant. Taking 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good, and both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
So it's Memphis picking up the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Here with Stan Van Gundy, Craig Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan, signing off for this presentation of NBA basketball. And as we part ways, we present our player of the game.